best way to experience an experience is to experience it. We've designed a number of exercises that allows you to experience what design thinking is and what it can do for you. And we're doing that with the Upstarts as we speak.
Upstart seems to me to be giving students the opportunity he may otherwise not have it to ask fundamental questions around the system of education, why it is we're being educated, the way we're being educated.
In a country that needs to progress, in a country that needs to move forward, we need to focus on education.
How can we really make it an African education system that actually works?
Some of the opportunities are the fact that the system is broken and everybody knows it. So that creates a space for people to come along and say, hey, I've got a potential solution, let me try this out, let me see if I can affect change. Teachers, and particularly in under-resourced schools, are thirsty for change, and they're thirsty for knowledge.
We see a lot of people, they start their businesses with a solution. They even frame the questions they're asking essentially as a solution. And that's, I think, selling the process of innovation, of exploration somewhat short. So my advice to any would-be innovator is to consider yourself somebody who's able to search for and actively seek out fundamental questions, and then begin a process of addressing and answering those questions. Constant learning is the core of good innovation.
If you solve problems, then the money and everything else will follow.
It's no doubt a challenging task to be developing a new idea, to be researching a new area, and to be coming up with solutions to problems that have been identified. There are certain strategies that will accelerate what they're trying to do. Number one would be challenge the initial assumptions that you make. Often they are either wrong or they need to be fine-tuned. Two would be to gather information and data from as many sources as you can, and they're not always the sources that you initially think of. So really broaden the strategies that you use to get information. Third, to start with the end in mind. So always to have a picture in your mind of what you're trying to achieve in 6 months' time, a year or 2 years' time, but have that ability to be flexible and to change what that picture ultimately looks like.
With startups, they usually have fluid structures. Like, you have team members who are equal, you don't have a CEO, you don't have a treasurer, you don't have well-defined positions where I am the boss, you listen to me. It's more a system where, hey, look, I have an idea, does this work? Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Hey, let's do it. As a startup, we can basically move faster than government can.
The most inspiring thing that Gideon said today was finding the balance between formal education as well as learning through doing. I think that is one thing that a lot of student entrepreneurs, if I can call it that, struggle with, because you want to get your degree and you want to go into the professions that you can have job security, but at the same time you want to start and solve problems now while you're in varsity.
I've had many disappointments, and you could call them failures, but they certainly haven't stopped me from wanting to do new things and take on new projects.